was Aunty Jack at the head of the pack as they went their merry way. As they rode along, they sang their song. She's meaner than an atom bomb. Her golden glove, it stood for right.
All right, we're on.
Welcome to another episode of Aussie Cinema Talk with me, Tim.
Me, Dom.
And another mini episode, isn't it, Dom?
Yes, indeed it is. And what have we covered this week, Tim?
Dom, you just showed me a couple of minutes ago. Is it Aunty Jack?
The Aunty Jack Show.
The Aunty Jack Show.
From, I think it's like early 70s.
Man.
Very early, like 1972, something around there, I think.
I could detect a transition out of the 50s and 60s there with a lot of stuff that was going on.
Oh, I've got it here. 1970s. It was a real cult hit, this show.
A lot of people loved it.
And we had a big talk where just a minute ago out on the balcony talking about how
a few of our elders actually advocate for it.
They really dig this show. And we were talking about how scary it is that culture moves on and you get kind of like, how are we going to understand the jokes?
Yeah, we watched Aunty Jack and didn't get a lot of what was going on.
No.
What's it gonna be like for us to be the age of, our
50s,
generation,
in our 50s,
and not gonna know what's going on?
I already don't know a lot of what's going on. I personally don't totally get meme culture and stuff like that.
No.
I do my best.
I laugh at a few. There's definitely shit out there that makes me laugh.
Absolutely.
I just don't know how it works. How do you form one?
Things like when people reference things like QB pie.
Pootie pie.
Pootie pie.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know what that is, but I know it's like massive. But I don't know what it is. It's already happening. We're losing the grip on the culture.
And everybody wants to be one of those people.
Yeah, a YouTube sensation.
Yeah, don't do the hard yards. Just a bit of shock value up front, or have a bit of a skill, get some followers.
Yeah,
get endorsed by someone.
I guess that's how it works now. I don't know, but this clip that we saw today, this episode of Aunty Jack, it was from season 2, and it was called the Channel 9 episode. And I think every episode they sort of take a theme and run with it. And in this one, like, the show's from the ABC, so I think they're taking a swipe at
Channel 9.
Grabbing
their
commercial channels. Yeah. So the Channel 9 show buys the Aunty Jack Show.
And wants to deface it or
but like, I mean, it's already so weird that it doesn't work. We've got Aunty Jack, who is a man in a big fat woman's costume, and she has one gold boxing glove on, and then she's got this crew. There's like this guy that plays piano in tights with a tuxedo dickie down the front, and we've got this woman called Flange. The character's name is Flange.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And then we have Garry McDonald, who's the best bit of the show, who plays this thing called like Kid Wonder something.
But the thing about it is that we something we did notice when we watched it is there's stems a bit of inspiration for a lot of the people we grew up with, like the young ones. And
well, yeah, I suppose. Do you reckon the young ones saw this, or do you reckon they just
but maybe it was the transition of that type of comedy where it still didn't hit home, but you had to make TV. There wasn't a lot out there.
Yeah.
And then you had to sit down and just...
And they give you a half an hour and you can write so many jokes, but then you've got to do a bit of filling. Yeah, because there are a lot of jokes in the young ones that, to this day, like, I like, just because it's kind of a cult show and I kind of got into it, but they still fall really flat, don't they? Like,
and especially with the audience...
the canned laughter, the live audience. Yeah.
Which, even in Aunty Jack, is even worse.
Yeah,
They just kept that thing running. There was no editing the live audience.
I don't think there was.
There was moments in that where you heard people cough at the punchline of a joke. And it was a single cough. Or like in some of the other racy bits. Did I say racy? I meant racist. Some of the racist bits, you heard like people cackling and like singular people
laughing way too much.
I love it because it's racist.
Yeah. And I guess that is the kind of crux of the episode, isn't it? They sort of do a few shitty gags about Channel 9 adopting their show and making changes. But then we have this kind of weird weird scene where 3 people go into a Chinese restaurant and they said, let's go.
Wollongong.
In Wollongong. Yeah, the whole thing's in like Wollongong. It's pretty funny. That part of it.
Wollongong. Yeah, is that big on Chinese? Like, is Wollongong known for its...
I don't think so.
Lost its reputation years ago.
Yeah.
After the gold rush.
Oh my god.
Anyway, go on.
But yeah, these 3 people go into a Chinese restaurant and I'm met with one of the other actors in, like, he's got eyeliner on to make his eyes look Chinese. He's got a big Fu Manchu mustache and big fake buck teeth. And he comes over and starts, like, telling them that he's going to train them as a...
Yeah, ninja, kung fu.
It's really...
Samurai.
Yeah.
Like, it crosses all... Let's just... You know, they made sure they covered every single Asian in this.
Yeah.
Just to blanket it.
Yeah.
It's a blanket Asian blend of a guy, of a stereotype.
And, you know, like, I don't know, maybe like they're lampooning Channel 9 by doing this. Like, maybe Channel... I don't know,
They're
though.
the culprit?
Well,
Who knows?
I don't know if that's... Maybe. Like,
How many episodes of Aunty Jack have you watched?
Not many.
Okay.
I watched 2. And
I
picked this one.
I was going to say you must have selected this for a purpose to shock me.
Yeah, and that's... I mean, like, honestly, one of the few things that made me laugh in this show was just the blatant racism. Like, it's so shocking to us now that it made me just laugh.
I had my hand over my mouth for a lot of it. But this scene, as they go to a Chinese restaurant, the guy teaches them the ways of, what is it, serving Chinese, cooking Chinese?
Yeah, and he calls it the chew and spew.
Oh, the chew and spew.
spew.
That's not a bad little
no, I kind of
call for the mates, the boys on the town.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, you want to go for a chew and spew?
Oh my god, coin it. Yeah. Let's bring that back. It
Chew
is
and
actually
spew.
pretty good.
Yeah.
If you're drinking a lot, let's go for a chew and spew. All right,
Let's do it.
Well, that's one thing we can take from this Aunty Jack episode.
Hashtag spew hashtag chew and spew.
Chew and spew. All right.
Oh, we're still relevant, man. I think as far as that goes.
Hashtag chew and spew.
Yeah. We haven't.
We
lost
know.
it
We know
yet.
what hashtags are.
Yeah, exactly.
That's important.
Hashtag Cinema Talk, Aussie Cinema Talk.
But Channel 9, like, I mean, even to this day, Channel 9 puts out some pretty racist shit. Like, they were responsible for a couple of years ago. There was that program, Welcome to the Habibs, or
Oh man, yeah. Here come the Habibs.
Yeah, and it was pretty much like, from what I could gather, just watching
totally.
Watching adverts for it. It looked like it was like the Monsters, but they just changed the monsters into Lebanese people.
It was like a rich Channel 9 executive looked at Fat Pizza on SBS and went, "Oh, it's because of their ethnicity. That's what's funny.
Yeah.
Let's make a show that's a little less, a little more PG. Put it on there, family sitcom, just about like racial people that rock up." And the whiteys don't like that.
Which is like, I mean, whoever the fuck gave the green flag for that.
Yeah, man.
I don't think that show's doing well, as far as I know. I don't know anyone that saw it. Did you watch it?
I saw a couple episodes, man, but
maybe we should cover one for the podcast.
Oh man, let's not go there.
Let's not even do that.
Let's not go there.
So
I don't trust myself
Channel 9
with something like that. Back to the Habibs, not the Habibs. Back to Aunty Jack though. I felt like, as we touched on before, bit young ones, breaks the fourth wall a bunch of time.
I got a very Goodies vibe from it.
Goodies vibe,
the 70s when like that kind of psychedelia sort of permeated everything.
Yeah.
Like these guys were not exactly, they didn't seem to come off as like really psychedelic people, but there was just that aesthetic going on in the world
bizarre.
At the time.
It was just, it was going off. And the other thing was that maybe, you know how most shows or anything, the standard format is 3 acts.
Yeah.
You've got 3 acts, and then a bit of development in the middle and an ending. This thing had 4 or 5 acts, but each end of an act would transition into another paradigm shift in which you had to reset your brain and rethink what you're watching.
Yeah.
It'd go from one thing to another and deeper, but not in a good way. Not in a way that was clever.
Like the young ones did that a lot, but it was really it was effective.
It was like working on a sketch and running out of ideas. But instead of
being told
dumping
to
the
link
sketch,
them together as best you
link
can.
the sketches together.
The Butcher sketch. It was this guy. one of the actors in it, and he's dressed with like a slimy haircut and a mustache, and he's like interviewing European butchers that are gay.
Yeah.
And they just roll out all the gay stereotypes, like having a limp wrist, having like being delicate.
They showed footage of him mincing meat.
Yeah.
He'd pull his fingers away, like to avoid getting chopped, and be like, "Oh, ah."
Yeah,
You
like,
know,
I don't think even like Are You Being Served got this.
No way, not that.
They were a
camp.
bit more double entendre, whereas
Yeah.
this was just like, check out this. Remember, think about all this.
Look at what a fag this guy is.
Yeah, it
And
was.
he's trying to be
wasn't it?
butcher
It was like-
about it by being a butcher.
Yeah, it was. God, man, that spun me out as well. And I was like the whole time thinking, is this just because we've watched this Channel 9 show, this Channel 9 episode where they're supposedly
Ripping
lampooning,
him off,
commercial channels, or is this just the humor at the time? I don't know. I think it's more to do with the humor at the time.
Yeah, I think so.
You know?
But like people we know, like older people than us, advocating for a show like this,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know.
I think
man.
maybe it's like they just haven't sat down to rewatch it. It's like when you think back and you're like, oh, the Ninja Turtles, that was a pretty cool show. I'll buy the box set. And then you watch first episode and you're like, what have I done? The animation sucks.
I remember we all used to sit around the TV
Yeah.
after dinner, and you know, it was a good time. And the Aunty Jack, I remember the song. I don't remember the racism.
Well,
but
let's switch on the positive light switch here.
yeah, Aunty Jack. My eyes widened when this bit came on. The musical segment.
Yeah, and it had these two guys that both played guitar, and then they started playing, and then another two guys who were played by the same two guys started playing, and they were the same characters but different styles of music, and then they sort of like riffed or something.
Really early, like funny song or comedy songs.
And
or...
you nailed it down while we were talking about it. You mentioned Jim Henson. It was totally like a Muppets song. It had that
Sesame Street, like hello, let's sing about people's names today. I'm so and so. I'm so and so.
Or even like the Muppet Show always had those kind of really goofy sort of play on word things.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that part was really good.
There was a really early Jim Henson, I think, in series 1 or 2 of the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
Really early song that Jim Henson made a bunch of Muppets sing about the train to nowhere and the train.
I don't know that one.
Oh, but it was so good. It was like a play on word. Like
Yeah.
It was really poetic, and how it was like the train to nowhere was the name of the train, but it was going nowhere as well. So they just weaved in and out of like nowhere doing nothing, doing nowhere, doing that.
Oh, that's cool. That's
and
like
just like really.
That's kind of a classical blues thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like those kind of like rhetorical sort of.
Oh, Henson was a mad folk dude. I reckon Kermit the Frog would have been on the upfront movement, you know, with Arlo Guthrie and all those blokes.
That's a dream tour, isn't it?
Oh man,
Arlo
seeing
Guthrie.
Kermit with Arlo Guthrie.
Anyway,
Legends of folk.
This unfortunately doesn't have any puppets. We're not treated to any puppets. We do get Garry McDonald launching Norman Gunston.
Yeah.
I don't know if he launched in this episode, but he's as the character and just as much as that character.
He was working on the character back during the Aunty Jack Show.
Yeah.
So he'd fit it in, do a couple of sketches. And I loved this bit. This was well written. This was completely Garry McDonald.
Definitely.
In his element.
Yeah. Him slipping on that boat is such classic slapstick, and he doesn't bat an eyelid. It works perfectly.
No. And you can see maybe like Glenn Robbins must have like enjoyed watching Garry McDonald in the early days and sort of saying, oh, maybe Russell Queek could be a bit clumsy like that.
Too right, man.
Cocky but clumsy. You know, what Crocodile Dundee should have been a bit more maybe.
Definitely, man. You've kicked another goal there. I reckon
Aussie comedy is in its element when it's like a bit, you know, they're up themselves a bit Ricky Gervais, bit some David Brandt. Yeah. And then there's clumsiness all over.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. This is the Outback.
I mean, the New Zealanders are the best at that.
Yeah.
They're the best at, you know, they're like the Flight of the Conchords, their whole like bravado about their band and them never actually making it is pretty precious.
Totally.
But yeah, the Aussies are alright.
The downtrodden, the poppy syndrome. I'll just cut you down instead of bettering myself.
But yeah, that was the Aunty Jack Show episode. I don't know what number, but it was called the Channel 9 episode. Yeah. And yeah, well, so what do you got to say? We got the music is good.
I love the music.
Could possibly tone down the racism 10 notches.
Yeah, and everything else, I had no idea what was what was
the
intention behind it?
I didn't understand the references. I didn't understand. Yeah, there's so little I understood about it.
But I guess, Dom, back then, you know, if someone's making television, then there ain't much to watch.
That's true, yeah.
It's whack on the Aunty Jack Show.
Yeah. Like on the Aunty Jack Show.
Forced to laugh along.
Wheel in the minibar and have yourself a nice night in.
Anyway, glad you're still listening to the podcast. If not, I'll rip your bloody arms off.
God, yeah. Sorry, that's Aunty Jack's
That's the catchphrase.
Catchphrase, which what the hell?
Me little lovelies.
That's another catchphrase.
I'll rip your bloody arms off.
Yeah. But Tim will rip your bloody arms off if you stop tuning into the Aussie Cinema Talk podcast. Spread it around. Spread the news around.
We'll see you in the next step.
Farewell, Aunty Jack. We know you'll be back. Though you're 10 feet tall, you don't scare us at all. You're big